You get the sense, Dave, that this is kind of a window of opportunity. Battlefield victory for Ukraine, but also ahead of Italian elections where you could have the kind of far right wave that you saw in Sweden last Sunday, at which point in time you won't have quite as much unity.
I think for sure. Von der Leyen's visit to Kyiv comes at a time when there is renewed hope that the Ukrainians can actually outmatch Russia on the battlefield and that they can reach a peace settlement here where they could actually reclaim all of the territory that they had lost. And that comes after really months of stalemate here where you were hearing increasingly negative voices around European capitals that, look, they were going to have to come to some kind of settlement and Ukraine was going to have to accept territorial loss. Now it's looking that Ukraine may not have to do that, but that is as long as they keep getting support from European countries, and particularly military support, and that's where these elections come in. So we just had the election in Sweden, which saw the far-right Sweden Democrats come second place. The right-wing government that will be formed now in Sweden will either include that far-right Sweden Democrat Party or be dependent on them for their majority. And they have, let's say, not exactly strong commitment to fighting Russia and to supporting Ukraine. And then in Italy, you have the very likely outcome that's going to happen on September 25th, which is a far-right Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, from the Brothers of Italy party, leading a right-wing coalition. Now, Meloni is not any fan of Putin. She's a strong ally, actually, of the Law and Justice government in Poland. But her allies, which is Lega, which is Matteo Salvini from Lega, and, remember him, Silvio Berlusconi from Forza Italia, they are very pro-Putin. Matteo Salvini has even worn T-shirts celebrating Vladimir Putin on them, for which he was told off when he went to the Polish-Ukrainian border by a Polish mayor who reminded him that he was wearing those shirts. So that's going to be really one key thing to watch, because Meloni may not be a Putin supporter, but she also hasn't been especially defending Ukraine. And with her other two coalition partners, if that is the right-wing coalition formed in Italy, being pretty pro-Putin, Italy, the third largest economy, the third largest country in the European Union, withdrawing its support for these measures to support Ukraine, withdrawing its support for sanctions, that would be a big sea change. And so I think Kyiv and Zelensky are nervously looking at Rome for that election on September 25th.
Yeah, and getting the attention where you are in Brussels. Many thanks, Dave Keating, with that live update.